Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Mothershouse podcast, special edition. This is also Core Real Thoughts. You can definitely catch me on YouTube. So this is my thoughts on certain situations, on things that's going on that's impacting our culture. And hopefully push the culture forward and help us to be more aware of what's going on out here in this world. Was trying to go to sleep. It's late. It's late for me down here where I'm at. But I was trying to go to sleep and something just woke me up. Something been bothering me all day. This whole conversation, not even just conversation, this whole news about these missing 14 girls in DC. And it got me riled up, man. It woke me up. It got me by my spirit. It riled me up since I read the article earlier today, and it's something serious, y'all. It's something we really need to take heed and really take a deep discussion within the community. I think we don't talk enough in our community. We don't have like enough community board meetings. I know people are out there doing it, but you know, I live in a predominantly black community. They have a community center, but I don't see too many meetings or board meetings on issues that affecting our children. You know what I'm saying? So something as simple as that is like something is happening to these young girls. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's stealing these young girls. This is not a new story. We hear about young black and Latino women getting kidnapped or going missing, disappearing, way before these 14 young girls being disappearing, but we never said nothing. This wasn't no big outrage, no outcry on multiple platforms. Now it's getting the light because 14 girls, or over a dozen girls, been missing within the past 24 hours. And it's a serious situation, yo. I mean, you think about Get Out. You got movies like Get Out. They kind of portray the missing, disappearing of black men. You know, kind of perpetuating that narrative that's happening. But we also have to keep in mind sex trafficking rings, drug abuse in the home. These people are probably running away. There's a lot of things, elements that can bring, why these young girls are becoming missing. But still, at the same time, it's still a serious situation. Somebody could easily be abducting these young girls for sex trafficking. And this is another thing. Y'all need to probably keep in mind not to watch too much porn. Because you may end up finding some of these missing girls on one of them porn sites 10 or 15 years later. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep that in mind. This is an age old. I remember I was in high school. A young girl told us her story about how she went to, she lived with her mother who was on drugs, who used to pimp her out, who used to let her boyfriends and husband or whoever run a train on her every single night. And when she ran away, got to a shelter. They housed her, clothed her, bathed her, and she was able to get out of that lifestyle. She ended up meeting a preacher. He ended up moving her away from that bad environment out there in LA, bring her to Atlanta. And, she started doing well in school, and able to open up about her past and feeling great about herself. And then got to the point where now she's older. Now she an Instagram thought, which is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, this trauma lingers on. So these missing girls is impacting on trauma on top of trauma. It was not even that long ago where, I think it was around the same area, either Baltimore or Wisconsin or Philadelphia, where some women who was kidnapped and forced into sex trafficking broke free from their captor, and it was a big news sensation. It was like a black homeless man had helped to find her, and it's sad because, like, if you think about it, our Amber Alert goes off every single day. I know mine goes off every single day, and it predominantly in Alpharetta or somewhere in Atlanta. In Atlanta, they got a big bad sex trafficking ring going on there. This whole notion that these babies are being missing, it's crazy. It's mind-boggling. It's sad. But we are more focused on things that doesn't have nothing in comparison in need to discuss than this. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about who's better, Drake or Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? We're saying how great a Drake really is, you know, or how great he is. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with people having these kind of discussions because, like I said previously in our podcast, if you listen to the Mothershouse podcast, please check it out. In our podcast, we was talking about how it's got to be a balance. You can talk about these things, but don't shut off your awareness. And this is something that's worthy of the discussion. You know what I'm saying? And I find it hard to be able to find these group of people who want to have the discussion, who want to try to figure out how we can solve it, who want to keep their eyes open for these missing children. You know what I'm saying? These are our kids. These are our babies. If we don't sit up here and like, how many times you go to Walmart and or any grocery store and see this poster wall full of missing children? Who really sit there and take a note and take a look at it and be like, okay, there's a lot of missing people right here. You know what I'm saying? Who really take the note to sit down and really focus on that Amber Alert? And I'm going to be honest, I'm one of those type of people, my Amber Alert, because it's a big, loud noise and annoying noise, I quit the hit okay to get it off my screen. I don't take another look at it. I don't look at it. I rarely look at my Amber Alerts. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad that I have that kind of gut reaction, but then hearing about 14 missing girls, you know, now all of a sudden it made me feel some type of way. This should make me feel some type of way when one child go missing from their home. You know what I'm saying? Just missing. And I'm talking about disappearing. Now, if it's like a runaway situation, even then it needs to be discussed. Because that's saying something going on within the home, and something going on with the home, that affects the community. That's something affects the community, that affects our people. You know what I'm saying? So we can't dismiss these things, man. We can't. We have to stay diligent. We have to have this discussion, man. We have to keep our eyes open. We have to make this aware. These young girls in D.C., 14 girls are being missing in D.C., and we can't just brush that by with silly or goofy talk about Drake or goofy talk about, and I'm just picking on Drake because that's the most trending thing recently. Goofy discussions about whether or not Trump is going to get impeached or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest though. You know, and the FBI, they just not putting boots to the ground or making preparations to go look for these missing children. And they the one that pushed this whole information out. But at the same time, young girls go missing every day, yo. You know what I'm saying? Every single day they get missing, shawty. And it's sickening that, you know, even within this social media world, these girls are missing. You know, these children are missing in a social media world. People can go missing in a social media world where everyone can be found on social media. You know, I just think that we have to really have a discussion about this, man, because like that could be your daughter, that could be your daughter, that could be your sister, little sister, that could be your daughter's friend, or if you're a child listening to this, your friend. You know, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Are we here to protect our children, or are we just here to protect ourselves and our own self-interest, not for the children? You know what I'm saying? I think that's getting missed in the conversation all the time, especially in the circles I kind of keep around or the people I talk to. They don't like talking about these kind of things because it's quote unquote too depressing or too sad. But sometimes you gotta talk about these hard realities, these hard traumas in order to fix them. If you try to ignore it, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass later on. Even not happening directly to you or to your family, it's affecting the collective family. You know what I'm saying? It's affecting the community. You know what I'm saying? The community that you want to represent, the community that you live in. So it has to be discussed, it has to be addressed, and it has to be looked at. Also, shout out to the young brother who stopped the young boys fighting in New Jersey. He's a stand-up dude for doing what he did. If y'all saw the video, I may post a link on this page. Also, I'm gonna post a link to the article that I read off of Huffington Post. The dinosaur news, but it's still a good article. But we need to have more discussion about these things. And this is the thing, even if it's a hoax or whatever you want to call it, as far as about these DC girls, it's still warrant a discussion whether it's a hoax or not. Because these women, young black and Latina girls, are going missing all the time, and 1 is too many, 37 is too many, 14 is too many in 24 hours. We got a real problem with that. And then also we got to discuss about these brothers going missing too. And we know prison pipeline complex, organ trafficking. That's probably a whole nother thing that's probably going on with these young girls. We don't know. And that's the scary part. That is the scary part. And that's what whole Get Out is about. It's the scary part of that. Like, you will never know unless you really look into it. And we're not really looking into it because we're so focused on mundane things. Trey Songz about to drop an album tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? What has Dave Chappelle just had a great Netflix series that's very controversial. A lot of people is upset about. There's a numerous of things, man. It's numerous things that we get distracted by, and we get distracted by, but not focusing on the betterment of our children and our children's children in the future. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. This is Core Real Thoughts. Think for yourself as always. And please check out the Mothershouse podcast. You can hit me up at coreallyrics@gmail.com. You can hit me up on the comment section. Subscribe. Like, share, comment. Let's have a discussion. Let's do our own community-centered conversation. Let's come up with ideas. Shoot me some ideas. Let's keep this conversation going. Don't let it just stop with this video. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for listening. And until next time, peace, love, and light. As always, one love.